Okay, let me see if I can get this recording. And what we're going to do today is play with just a little bit of chop strand mat. Now, we all know, or everybody believes that they know, that chop strand mat does not work with, what is that stuff? Epoxy resin. Yeah, that's it. Epoxy resin. Everybody knows chop strand doesn't work with epoxy resin. Alright, so let me see, I need 0.3. So let me mix up just a little bit of polyester here, and let's see what the polyester resin does. I work mostly with epoxy. For you polyester guys, this stuff stinks. Alright, now this is just regular old chop strand mat with a polyester resin. 1.5 ounce mat. Now as we start wetting it out, does a great job. Lays right on down, doesn't it? Folding over just a plain old 2x4. Just a few taps. Wets out, lays down, folds right over that minimal radius right there. And that's why chop strand, because it works well, it goes where you want it to go. Okay. Let's mix up a pump of epoxy. And try that with a slow cure epoxy. See what happens to that. Again, chop strand mat and epoxy. Now it's starting to soak in a little. It's not bending. And if you can see what's happening here, even though it's soaked, it's just not coming apart. It's not bending. It's not doing what it's supposed to do. And that's because the epoxy does not melt the styrene base. Alright, so let's get rid of that. Let's put a new piece. Let's try this one, it's a little bigger. Let's put a new piece of chop strand up here. Same 2:1 epoxy resin. Down here and off of that polyester. That's a different story, isn't it? Wetting out, it's coming apart. Going full translucent. You see I'm pulling strands with the brush. It's doing everything that chop strand mat is supposed to do. And that's because this chop strand mat is a powder bound mat, not a styrene bound mat. And this will work with epoxy, whereas the styrene will not. This used to be made by Dow Chemical. They no longer make it in the United States. Only place I found it is Litec Corporation in Chino, California. I think it was $138 for a full roll of it. Not too shabby. But if you need to go around sharp corners and do things that you would normally do with a chopped strand mat, but using epoxy because that's what you've been using, then the powder bound mat works for you. GoPro, stop recording.